Hey gang, Ronan here. As you can see in this game, we've got SirHamer playing the aircraft carrier United States. He is divisioned with Alpha Radagast in the Tier 10 Russian cruiser Petropavlovsk. This is a power division, if ever there was one. Petro may not be what it was not too long ago, but it is still a phenomenally powerful cruiser. And the United States is it's just flipping ridiculous, which we're going to see. Exactly how, well, let's just call it ludicrous. I'm going to try and avoid profanity if I can here, but it may not be easy. I mean, this really is just, it's completely broken. And you'll see. All right, so what do we got here? We have rocket planes out early, searching for DDs, presumably. I haven't watched this. I recorded this ahead of an update, but I haven't seen it. I ran the recording of the replays on a different machine than the one I work on. So, okay, there's Des Moines, and let's just take a look at exactly what this thing does to a Des Moines. It's at full health right now. Oh, only 6,800. And still enough to make another attack on the Sovietsky Soyuz. Okay, so 8,100 and counting. 8,423 with 27 rocket hits. Well, he didn't find a DD. You can imagine what that does to a DD. And you've probably experienced it. I mean, if you're playing at high tiers, these super ships are, well, I'm going to come right out and say it. I hate it. I know that a lot of games end up doing this. It reaches a point where they're running out of things to sell at the tiers everybody has kind of become accustomed to playing. So I expect, this is just the beginning of tiers 11 through 15, and then in another few years, probably, 16 to 20 with Stinger missiles and whatever else. So, brace yourselves. It's going to be quite a ride. All right, so we're at 8,423 damage, 7 ships detected, 3 fires, 27 rocket hits, and this poor Marcel. I mean, he has no smoke. He doesn't have any way. He doesn't have any way to avoid this. And there's 9,100 damage on the Marceau. And he, what's he going to do? If he moves out from behind the rock, everything can shoot him. So he just kind of has to sit there and eat all this. And you can bet your sweet Bippy this is going to hurt. Oh. Wow. Okay. I guess I was totally wrong. I guess the United States is not overpowered. Just in case you didn't detect the sarcasm there, I'll just tell you there was some. Alright, so we're 3 minutes 20 seconds in, sitting at 21,000 damage plus. And these things, yeah, jet aircraft in a World War II era naval game. Yeah, it's wargaming. Can hardly wait to see what happens here. Good and Lou, this is probably not going to end well for you, buddy. Well, not too bad. Alright, so we're 4 minutes and 18 seconds in, 24,000 damage, let's call it. But he's just getting started. Meanwhile, the good guys have captured the Bravo Cap. Vampire is trying gamely to pick up the Alpha Cap. Things are going to be tough on that side. Vampire is over there with the crew first, and there are, there are quite a few ships over that way. Vampire's having to make a run for it. And Hammer's he's just got, all these targets that are just kind of forced to sit here. Okay, that's one down. 29,000 damage in his first kill. The good guys are down 3 ships, bad guys are down 2. Good guys have the Bravo cap. Bad guys are, well, they're contesting A and C. We'll see where that goes. And it looks like Hammer's going to beat the Des Moines up a little bit. I know what the final score on this thing looked like, so I know where this is headed. So just sit tight and enjoy the show. So Des Moines, he's going to want to sit nose in and do a little tanking, throw some shells out. But, he's got to deal with this. Alright, so he's at 33 damage. And he just took 15 hits. What is that? Another 8,000 or 9,000 damage? Nothing has a chance against this thing. Friendly Yugamo's in big trouble. He must have gotten radared, right? Down to 42 HP. Wooster goes down. Good guys are down 4 ships. Bad guys are down 2. But Hammer is just getting started. So we're 7 minutes in, more or less. 36,000 damage and counting. Yeah, those things are really fast, but they didn't do a whole lot of damage there. So we're sitting just under 40k. Almost 13 minutes remaining. Bad guys have a 1 ship advantage and a 2 cap advantage. And Hammer says, so what? I am playing the United States. Alright, Schlieffen. Here comes the pain. Well, a fire. But, I'm guessing that the targeting is off in the replays, but that may have gone a little too high. But Schlieffen appears to be burning, so the damage total just continues to rack up. 44,000, 45,000. Ruprecht's in big trouble. This will be a torpedo strike. Well, will they go after the Ruprecht and finish it, or the Conqueror? I'm guessing Ruprecht. We'll see. Yeah. Look at that, 284 knots. Who's going to be able to stop that? Yeah, Ruprecht is, you're done. Stick a fork in that guy. Alright, so 55,000 damage. Still 11 minutes and 28 seconds left. Now, the good guys have, some of them have potatoed pretty hard. And the bad guys, the bad guys have potatoed just as hard, but I know where this is going to end up. I saw the end game screenshot. This poor Conqueror. Look at the cornering on that thing. And we'll just swing around here and do it again. What are we gonna pound on this time? 72,000 damage and counting, 2 kills. What was that? Roughly half the Gearing's remaining HP? And still enough aircraft for another strike? Conqueror's burning down. Yeah, these things are... Okay, there goes the Conqueror. These things are just insane. Couple of fires. Well, Ralph gets detonated by the Sovietsky Soyuz. Ralph, did I say Ralph? Alf. And there goes the Gearing. So that's 4 kills, 106,000 plus damage. And I don't know, what do you think? I mean, to me, I look at this thing both in this replay and in pretty much every game where I've faced off against one of these things. Because this is just, really, it's ridiculous to have to face something like this. You know, especially if you're in a, well, really, if you're anything, there's nothing that's going to stop this thing. So it's got all the things that people really hate about CVs, but now it's new and improved. So 120,000 damage, and maybe going to burn the Alaska down if somebody doesn't finish it off beforehand. So might be able to make a drop on Sovietsky Soyuz and then go finish off the Alaska. Well, Alaska's been healing up. So 127,000 damage. Now maybe you're saying, well, what's the other CV done? Well, you know, what has he done? And ask yourself, is this any different than what CVs were like before they did the rework? To me, it's really not. If somebody knows what they're doing in one of these things, they're going to be overpowering. I mean, it is an overwhelming amount of power in this ship. So if you put somebody in the United States on one team that knows what they're doing and somebody in the United States on the other team that doesn't, the balance of the game is really tipped toward the team with the experienced CV player, just like it used to be. Yeah, I know, I do a lot of complaining about CVs. I just think wargaming are, you know, they're, in my opinion, they are very short-sighted. They really don't care about the player base. It's all about short-term profitability, and they want to be able to sell ships. You know, that's really what it is. Instead of making ships that are balanced, their focus is just on now making them more powerful. So, you know, people will come in, play 100 games and say, wow, this looks cool. I'll drop 80 bucks on one of these things and I'll just go crush everything. Now, can you go buy United States? No. But how hard is it to get, really? You know, with all the signals and flags and all the stuff that you can buy. If you've been playing this game for 6+ years or so, like I have, you remember a time when you had to do a lot of grinding. You had to learn how to play the ships at each tier a little bit before you went up the tiers. Was it a grind? Yeah, I mean, especially in some lines it really was, but you were kind of forced to learn how to play the ships so that when you got to the next tier, you had some idea what you were doing and you weren't just crippling your team. Those days have been gone for years. Now, I realize this is a business and I realize they're doing this to make money, but this is a phenomenal game that, in my opinion, has really been compromised in the name of profitability. And I think there's probably profit there. I don't think it's necessary to drive away your old player base the way that they have. I really hope you get this crack in here, Hammer. I didn't pay attention to whether you did or not. But my fingers are crossed for you, buddy. Well, that was a nice hit. So we're at 165,000 damage. And the enemy CV takes out the friendly vampire. It's still, you know, painfully close game. Now the good guys have all the caps, which, you know, that's huge. And this Republic, I think, is, well, let's just say this. I really hope, and it looks to me like it is, Hammer's cracking right here, either in this drop or the next. It looks like at least 2 are going to hit there. And down he goes. That's the Kraken unleashed for Hammer. Nicely done. Friendly Yugamo says, I'm getting out of here. He just wants to avoid getting blapped with 42 HP, and that's smart, but I don't think there's any way to avoid it. Yeah, what do I know? I expected the enemy CV to spot him there. It kind of flew right over him. But maybe instead, the enemy CV player is just going to try and farm some damage. Alright, so 176,000 damage, 5 kills. And I know this damage total gets much higher. So there's another 78,200 HP to be farmed here in the next 3 minutes 34 seconds. So we're going to watch Hammer drop some bombs. So he'll make this drop 3 minutes and 10 seconds, somewhere around there, 3 minutes and 5 seconds. I really am curious what you think. You know, if you're watching this and you watch my videos regularly, you know I really enjoy your feedback. And if this is your first time stopping by here, first, I appreciate it. I hope you'll like and subscribe. And second, what do you think? I mean, do you like these super ships? I mean, I realize that, you know, my opinion is just my opinion. Holy cow, that was a that was a pretty big hit. Alright, so there's 22,000 damage. And I don't think Yukikaze's going to be able to do much, so yeah, we got another 50 some odd thousand damage that our hero's going to be able to take care of here in the next 2 minutes and 29 seconds. Hopefully Hammer will make a turn and avoid running into this island with his ship, but we'll see. Gonna get 6 torpedoes in the water. I'm guessing at least 4 or 5 of them are going to hit. Oh yeah, maybe all of them. And now Hammer's nose into the island, so the bad guy's liable to land some on him too. Alright, so that's 5 torpedo hits, 226,000 damage. Yeah, so back where I was a minute ago. What do you think? I think these things are ridiculously overpowered for the game. I mean, it would be one thing if they were, you know, testing tiers 11 through 15 and they were just going to go ahead and roll that out, but in my opinion, all they've done with these super ships is kind of ruined the game for anybody that has tech tier ships at tier 10.
Torpedoes to starboard.
Anyway, I really appreciate you being here. I hope you enjoyed this. It is, I mean, it is remarkable and I guess entertaining to watch this kind of damage output. And Hammer's not what I would call a CV main. I'll see you next time.